Well, I could play baseball kind of because it's a lot of fun because of the guys, and I just like how the game goes, like hitting the ball, catching and throwing it. It's just a blast. It's so much fun.
As kids, we're all taught that sports are fun. It's fun to go to the ballpark. It's fun to go to the gym. It's fun to go practice football. So it's incumbent upon all the coaches and the parents to make it fun. You are the foster for these kids to make sure that they enjoy their time at practice. Eliminate the yelling, eliminate the screaming. They're not all going to be major league players. They're not all going to play in the NFL or the NBA. You got to remember that. You got to keep that in mind.
When you have parents trying to coach from behind the screen, coaches are trying to coach in front of the screen. Now, I've been in baseball my whole life, all right? I've been a major league coach or manager for 24 years. But I never one time, ever, did I ever say anything to my kids during a game, ever, besides cheering, that a boy, way to go, get a hit right here, great catch, great play. I never said anything that wasn't encouragement to my kids. And this is my life.
The game was always fun for me, but I always felt a lot of pressure, and I wanted to take that pressure off my kids. They had enough pressure being George Brett's son going out there and playing. I didn't want to put any more pressure on them, and the one thing that I really encourage them to do is just play as hard as you can and have as much fun as possible. And sure enough, when they were 9, 10, 11, 12, even 13, 14 years old, we would be in the car driving home and they wouldn't even know 10 minutes later if they won or lost. But they had a smile on their face, and that made me proud.
We need to make sure that the priorities are in their development as a young person, development in a spiritual manner, develop in a physical manner, to develop in their educational, from an educational perspective, so that they're not disappointed. The big thing that I think young people need to be able to do is feel like they have given their best. Once you realize that you've maximized your potential to its best, then you can live with the result.
I'm a Major League Baseball coach, but I'm also a parent, all right? And I've seen my kids play baseball with coaches that yell and scream. I've seen coaches call timeout and yank everybody off the field because somebody made an error. And I'm thinking, here you've got 9 kids out there busting their tail for you, and it's not good enough for you. Who's at fault here? Is it them or is it you? And you learn lessons that you don't teach, you don't get to kids by yelling and screaming. And you lose sight of the fact, for me, if you're in the dugout as a coach yelling and screaming, who are you in this for? Are you in this because you want your kids to grow and develop and become successful? Or are you in it so that you can build a name for yourself as a coach? And if you're in it for your kids, you never scream, you never chastise them. You always put your arm around them, you always teach them, you always mentor them, you always work with them. When you're screaming and yelling because they're not producing, tells me that, hey, I'm in this for myself, which is the exact wrong reason. Last year when we went to the World Series, I kept saying, this is not about me. This is about them. This is about their experience and having them become successful. And all good coaches, I think, if you're going to be a good coach and understand how to be a good coach, you better make the focus of your success around your players instead of around yourself.